what? So I actually had to like go through this phase where I was like, Natalia. That's my name now, Natalia. Even though it was my birth name, I didn't understand it until I got here. So since I can speak Spanish, English, and Spanish, Spanish, English, and Spanglish, there we go. I can speak all 3 languages very fluently. So yeah, resume builder. Woo. Also, being from a Cuban family, I'm also Cuban. Yeah, Olivia. Oh yeah, when I got here, everyone was like, oh, do you know Olivia? She's Cuban too. You guys must be cousins. I'm like, no, we're not cousins. Okay, yeah, so being part of a big family, my mom, she's really cute and creative. She's kind of like me, but just older and less attractive. She knows, I told her this too, so it's not like a diss. My mom's very creative, and I'm not talking about like arts and crafts projects, I'm talking about punishments. This was a killer. Whenever I got punished in elementary school, it would always be the most creative thing she's come up with. So we had this program called Accelerated Reading, like AR, and we had to like read, yeah, the moms are like, yeah, we know. We had to read a certain amount of books and kind of get a certain amount of points every week, and I never liked to read. I wanted to play outside, like who wants to read? Shocker, I know. So I didn't get my points for a couple weeks, and my mom said something I would never forget. Pants are a privilege. I had to wear skirts to school for about a month until I caught up with my reading. And everyone was like, Natalia, you have beautiful legs. And I'm just like angry, like, ugh, skirts stink. So fast forward, in high school, I went to Five Guys with a friend after school, and I didn't tell my mom, because I didn't realize I had to tell my mom. And on the way back, there was a hurricane outside. A 5-minute, normal Florida weather hurricane, where the leaves are blowing in the ground, and it was just pouring. I had my glasses on, I couldn't see, so I took them off, put them in my pocket, and we ran back to school. So I get home that day, I'm already dry because I was at school or whatever, and the only time my mom has ever asked me this question, where are your glasses? I'm like, funny story, Mom. I went to Five Guys with a friend and I just lost them because it was raining outside. And she was like, Five Guys, Fiveguys. You lose your phone for 9 days. I was like, are you serious? Like, my mom is not a mathematician. But I had lost my phone that day. And speaking of weather, can we talk about the difference between Miami weather and Gainesville weather? In Miami, it rains for 5 minutes, and then it's beautiful. In Gainesville, it rains for like 3 years, and then it gets beautiful once. Like, you might as well be an amphibian in Gainesville in order to survive the weather. Thanks, Josh. So I'm up here trying to be funny, I guess. But let's talk about the real comedian. It's God. You know he's laughing all the time. Have you ever had that moment where you're like, very funny. I can just imagine, like, Genesis, Adam and Eve. So God is creating Eve. Adam wakes up and he's like, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. Eve is like, eh. And God's like, whoa, this should be fun. Fast forward thousands of years later, and this pretty girl is walking by. Guy notices girl. Guy, like, runs into a tree, and God is still laughing. I mean, if he sits, I don't know what God does. So, regardless if you're Catholic, not Catholic, I hope I made you smile, and God is laughing upon us now. So.